Smackdown Hot Takes, where I take your thoughts, your opinions, your hot takes from the previous episode of Smackdown, Raw, and or PLEs. And if they ever bring back Taboo Tuesday, well, we're going to be doing hot takes on a Wednesday. And let's get the elephant out of the room, because WWE making record profits, selling tickets literally for tens of thousands of dollars. They're superstars, even Randy Orton, shocked and dismayed by how much people are paying.
Four seats for like what, 30,000?
Yeah.
Randy.
This is our first Mania. I'm like, you know what? Go big or go home. I know.
So much money for a seat.
The profits are there, and yet we cut 14 people last night. I understand the argument that, oh, well, they're a business and they gotta cut people. Not everybody's gonna make it. But I also understand you just made a crap ton of money. Here's the list. I'm not going to go over every single person on this list in detail, but I just got to say that it does suck. It does suck for them no matter what, because can you imagine you finally, your dream comes true, you get the call from WWE, come on aboard, you make it to the promised land, and for whatever reason, you're cut. Here's the names: Gigi Dolan, Riley Osborne, Eddie Thrope, Gallus with Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang, Oro Mensa, Javier Bernal, Katana Chance, Caden Carter, Shayna Baszler, Dakota Kai, Braun Strowman, and the personal one that I thought was just like mind-blowing, Shakira Jackson. Shakira Jackson? I just don't get it. To me, Katana Chance and Caden Carter, we got the party girls here. We need tag teams. We need tag teams in the women's division, and we're about to have an entire PLE on the women's with the women's roster evolution. So surprising, we got rid of them. Dakota Kai, I know she gets injured. I know that's the argument. Oh, she gets injured a lot, but like we couldn't like make her a manager or something. She seems to have a well enough on-screen presence. Shayna Baszler never recovered from that loss at WrestleMania 36. Like, we brought her in as a monster. She eliminates everybody in the Elimination Chamber to a record that holds to this day. In fact, I don't think that record can be broken, because didn't she eliminate everybody? There was like so much potential just for us to like drop the ball as hard as we did. Like, and then Braun Strowman, I'm not gonna lie, face Braun Strowman didn't really do it for me, but his feud with Bronson Reed was actually one of the better feuds of 2024. After WrestleMania, and that was an all-timer. He definitely put over Bronson Reed and Jacob Fatu when he went up against Carmelo Hayes, though I hated it. But like, we could have just flipped him. Why did we just flip him and turn him heel? Because he was an amazing heel, and we could have, we could have probably got another year out of him at least, like as a heel. I hear that his knees are kind of like not as great as they once were, because big tall dudes, a lot of time it's their knees that are trouble for them. But okay, like, we know how to. The Great Khali was a champion at one point. If the Great Khali can make it to the championship, I think we could have hid Braun Strowman's weaknesses. I'm just shocked. And then Shakira Jackson. I'm beyond shocked. I'm actually mad about Shakira Jackson. I know we all have our favorites, and there's going to be a lot of people who are like, Dakota Kai, how could you? But to me, Shakira Jackson is my how could you? And I'm just like dumbfounded. We, like, Lash Legend could have went to the heavyweight scene, the world scene, in the world title scene, but Shakira Jackson could have easily slid into that intercontinental scene, U.S. title scene with the women's mid-card and moved up. She had a lot of stage presence, Not just that, though. What if we just kept them a tag team? We needed tag teams. All right, so hot takes from Jimbo Slice. Miz, Mello, and Dre are the new top faction in WWE. That is a 3-man power trip right there. You know what, Jimbo Slice, I love that, Dre. Mello has that like obnoxious gold chain of Andre the Giant's face. It's so funny. And then he's calling him Andre, like hilarious. I am so glad. I said this before WrestleMania, and I was like, I really hope that whoever wins the Andre the Giant Battle Royal really showcases that he won, make it a big deal. And that's what Carmelo is doing, and Miz. I really hope that Carmelo Hayes wins next year's as well, because that is so funny. And I like those two as a pairing. I did this in my one take, one shot Smackdown review. I said that it's almost like it's like a babyface relationship of mentor and mentee, but they're heels still. And I love that Mello was actually kind of like he was giving as much as he was getting from The Miz and saying, hey, dude, you're an all-timer. The reason why Aleister Black, attacked you is because he wanted to be relevant. And Miz was like, you're right. I want to see more of those three. the Necklace, Carmelo Hayes, and The Miz, like, for real. It makes Miz relevant, it gives him purpose, and it gets Mello screen time. Plus, it puts over the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, which hasn't been important. So let's do this. Let's keep these three on screen, because I would love for Mello to really give Miz the confidence to get back in the main event scene, because the Miz is only one promo away from winning this title right here. But you folks, you fine people out there, are only 4,000 subscribers away on this channel from winning this belt, because I'm going to give it away at 20,000 subscribers. All you got to do is comment below to win it. You got to comment below. You also got to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell, ding, 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 notification. And if you wouldn't mind a thumbs up, I'd greatly appreciate it. But for real, I'm giving it away, trying to quit the day job. My boss found out about this channel, so any day now, either I'll be quitting or I'll be firing, one of the two. So help me get to 20,000 subscribers, and you can win the belt, and I can produce wrestling content full-time, baby. All right, next hot take. It's OTW Hot Takes. Everyone else loves Naomi's new gimmick, and I just don't get it. Ooh, this is a hot take. Whoa, it's a hot take. Everybody loves, you're right, everybody loves Naomi's gimmick. This is the first comment I've heard of anybody not liking it. I think her gimmick is corny, and the fact she's literally wrestling in caution tape while telling everyone to proceed with caution just reminds me of an early NXT 2.0 gimmick. But now for a positive. We'll do the positive later, because the negatives are the juicy stuff. I'm going to say you are very brave for speaking out against Naomi. I personally love Naomi's new gimmick. You know what? Maybe I could see, maybe it is corny, but sometimes corny might not be the worst thing when you have a sea of the same. It's like there's not many characters. I forget who said this. I think it might have been Shadow, but I'm not 100% sure. But WWE doesn't have a lot of gimmicks. They have a lot of people who are themselves but ramped up, but they don't have a lot of like gimmicks, like Chelsea Green being the president. And Naomi definitely has a gimmick right now of being this unhinged character, and I personally love it, and I think it has allowed her a whole new lease on life. However, that said, your opinion, it's valid. I don't see you coming at it from any kind of just like, oh, I don't like it. You give me reasons, and it's like, I love this kind of exchange. Believe it or not, people, we're allowed to have different opinions and not necessarily be wrong. It's just, that's my personal taste. I don't see this dude being disrespectful to Naomi. I don't see him saying, oh, get her off TV. He's just saying, not for me. I'm not liking it. Totally okay. But for me, I'm loving it, and I want more Naomi. Shocker, we can still enjoy wrestling together, right? Now let's get to your positive one. I'll say Mello is a future world champion. He just has the it factor that you can't really teach, and he should be a possible candidate for Money in the Bank or the next U.S. Championship. Last year I said I don't want him to win the Money in the Bank because I thought it was too soon, but this year, if he doesn't win it this year, I think next year, 100% it should be Mello. I could see it this year. I thought it was too soon last year. This year, I can see it. Next year, Let's do it. Zab Hassan, I'm really happy Randy finally attacked John's actions instead of acting like it's some minor infraction. Cody could really learn something from this. You know what? I did like the promo as a whole. However, something did not make sense in it. In that last week, Randy was literally saying, "Oh, John, you should have kids to go back to how you once were. Somewhere you lost the plot, John. Have some kids and you'll be mellow again." And like mellow, not Carmelo Hayes, but just like, chill, mellow yellow. But no, this week then Randy comes out and says, "You're a hypocrite. You only did it for the money." It's like, wait a second. Full stop here, Randy. Why did you want him to have kids last week if you knew this week that he was just a giant leech and only wanted to sell things to kids and he was being fake? That's what I didn't like about this promo. This promo was good, Shazam Hassan, and everything you say is true, but it's inconsistent with last week's promo, and I do not like inconsistent storytelling. It's not that hard. Get a script doctor so they know when something is inconsistent. A script doctor is someone in Hollywood that they watch the film as it's being done so they can make sure that everything is consistent with the plot. Oh, just shut up and watch all your wrestling and enjoy it. No, I will not shut up and watch my wrestling and enjoy it. I will watch my wrestling, and if it's consistent, I will enjoy it. But yeah, I get what you're saying, and my comment wasn't really about your comment, it was about the inconsistency, so I kind of leapt off of your comment, which is totally valid, and got on my soapbox and preached myself. So I wasn't attacking you, Shazam Hassan, I was attacking the storytelling. Luigi O! This week's Smackdown was a whole switch from last week. It's like when you have only the ends of the bread, and you make a sandwich with that. Yeah. Yeah, it was like that. That's a good analogy. Because the sandwich is still kind of good, but you're like, I'm eating the butt end of the bread, and this Smackdown was kind of like the butt end of Smackdown. Luigio, that's hilarious. And then thank God this wasn't a Cena appearance. You'll get one next week, so, be prepared. View Hexel. This is probably lukewarm, but Aleister Black and Rusev got put on the wrong shows, building Aleister to be the one to take the title from Dom, while Rusev tries to fix everyone who keeps getting involved in the U.S. title matches. Excited for Melo versus Aleister, though. You know what? You're right. I think you're right, because honestly, Rusev is trying to fix the WWE, right? And so is Seth Rollins. So you're actually right. If we would have put Melo on SmackDown, he could try to fix the WWE over there while Seth fixed the WWE on Raw, and then Aleister could either join the Judgment Day and lead it, or he could feud with them. The Outsider Jazz, Randy, and Solo are the only reasons why I watch. Well, you got 50% good and 50% bad. I feel really bad for Solo Sikoa right now. He has fallen so far down the card. This dude was once a threat to Roman Reigns, and now he's not even a threat to what? To anyone. Like, the dude is just he's just there to get beat up. We need to get Tama Tonga back soon because I think Solo Sikoa is playing the cannon fodder now for Jacob Fatu. Now, it does look like, though, that Solo Sikoa kind of has a plan when he said to Nick Aldis, "Hey, what about Drew?" And he got Drew accidentally inserted into the triple threat and making it a fatal four-way. And Nick even commented on it saying, "Yeah, you are playing Jacob," and Solo's like, "Whoa, I don't know." So I think we got a long game with Solo right now, and we're gonna get a payoff. But as of right now, Solo looking really, really rough. Tiz Mickey, glad to see they pulled my boy out of catering to have a match. I think she's talking about Santos Escobar. Too bad the crowd doesn't say anything when he comes out. Yeah, too bad. It's like his booking has been so poor that the crowd is just completely dead when when Santos Escobar comes out, but hopefully we get more like this. He had a great match with Phoenix. Great match with Phoenix, and maybe if we do a couple more, that we can get him over. But honestly, give him more mic time in the ring. I saw this from Donatello Leonardo on a different comment, but he said something along the lines of, when Santo Escobar one time last year came face to face with LA Knight, and he was like, he really was able to showcase his personality with LA Knight, and he was like, even like, they'll say see or something like that, and the crowd really latched onto it even for a moment. And then after that, though, he went back into just catering. So like, why not push this guy? Why not push this guy? WWE is always trying to like break through different cultures and find and open up a market. Well, we've got a guy here, speaks Spanish, who like is really good in the ring, comfortable on the mic. Like, why not use him? Why not use him to really break into some of the South American markets? Because this guy, like, I think there's potential with Escobar. And then Tismicky also says, at this point, Damian Priest just doesn't care about his life. He's just feuding with all the big scary guys. I think he has something to prove, and that's funny. Rose Gold J, boring. The only okay segment was Miz, and maybe the beginning. It was like, I didn't find it to be a bad show, but I found it to be a very forgettable show, and I do have a yawn counter. I have a yawn counter on when I do my reviews, and I will tell you this, I took a nap before Smackdown. That's right, I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed to say that I'll take a nap. I'll take a nap any day, anytime, if I'm allowed to, and I regret every nap when I was a toddler that I refused. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, if I refused a nap when I was a kid. I apologize. You were right, but I took a nap, I had a Red Bull, and I still yawned 11 times. So I'm not gonna say it was boring or it was great, but I yawned 11 times. So take that information what you will. X amazing X thanks. Hot take, Randy should focus on legacy storyline and not try to be a champion of the people. I think he's saying that Randy needs to go back to like 2009 Randy, the Apex Predator Randy, the dude that will give Stephanie McMahon a DDT, kiss her while she's unconscious, and her husband is handcuffed to the turnbuckle, and then blame Stephanie. I think that's what this person's saying. I would actually love to see that Randy back, but I am very much, I am interested in a face Randy versus a heel John. We never got that before, so I'm not going to lie and say that I totally want it, but what would I probably would go back to crazy psycho Randy if I was to give it a choice, but I am enjoying face Randy right now. Alexander Shannon, Zero Sugar Red Bull is top tier Red Bull. Oh, hot take right there. Remember when I said that we are allowed to disagree on this channel? Maybe not with everything. I think that the Zero Sugar Red Bull comment is just a little too far. I'm shocked that somebody actually likes it. No, Alexander Shannon, I'm happy that you enjoy it. The farthest I can go, though, is sugar-free. Zero Red Bull, not for me. Dreamer, OG. All right, let's get into this while it's fresh. What is Triple H booking with these days? Why do we even have GMs on the show if nothing is booked until these people randomly involve themselves? Yeah, what are these GMs doing? Maybe they need to email Triple H. What do you do all day long? Then we got Priest made no sense with why he even was out there in the first place. Yes, thank you for bringing this up. He caused a DQ, Solo didn't. Yeah, Priest was like, hey dude, this is your fault. And then LA Knight's like, you're the guy who came out and got involved. And then Priest was like, yeah, you would have lost anyways. And LA Knight's like, how do you know? Just because you lost doesn't mean I would have lost. And then Priest was like, oh, that's a good point. You lost at WrestleMania. It's like, wait, why did you come out and interfere in the first place? Then Dreamer says, apologize and move on. That's what it just needs, an apology. Like, I just can't believe that. Like, just apologize. Say, you know what, dude, I'm sorry for getting involved. I apologize. And then that would have been it. That would have been it. Isn't he a babyface? Right. So why doesn't Damian Priest apologize? Then Orton talking trash about Cena after he literally begged the man to have kids. No clue what the story means. There we go. Thank you, Dreamer. Again, you and me, Dreamer, we're on the same page here. Also ask, is TKO forcing WWE to use GTP for the storylines to save money? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. And then I love the response, though. Sick Burn says, Chat GPT could look better than this. You lived up to your name, Sick Burn. Hood Rich, hot take, 0 out of 10 for me. This whole show, only good thing was the Randy Orton segment. I mean, that's your opinion. I didn't think there was, like, bad segments, other than, like, a little bit inconsistent booking, storytelling, but yeah, it was just, like, very forgettable. Jimbo Slice, John Cena will drop the title to Braun Breaker. We're going to see a parallel stories being told all year. Seth Rollins teaching Braun to protect the future, and Cena vowing to destroy wrestling. All that is kind of cool. You know, protect the future, destroy wrestling, and then the road to WrestleMania 42 will involve Braun Breaker taking on Cena to cement his position. The road usually starts with Royal Rumble and or Elimination Chamber, so that's the only flaw I see in your logic here, because John Cena, as long as he's telling the truth, has to be done by December. But, you know, he could wait in December. I don't think it'll happen. I think they'll play it safe and go back to Cody Rhodes. Triple H and his GPS has Cody main eventing WrestleMania 72. That's my Triple H impression if you did. No. The Mexican Wolverine. Oh, that is such a beautiful name. The Mexican Wolverine. And it's a Wolverine in like Mexican garb. We have a hot take that probably will happen. Rey Fenix will not gain the momentum Penta has. His Animal, let's go, is not going to catch on, and he will end up being downgraded to taking L's and doing meaningless crap because they just released people and they're going to pick up a few Triple A people. In the end, Penta will give up chasing his solo run to be teamed with his brother so both can be featured. It's already happening if people are not noticing. I have noticed, and you're right. I believe you. I agree with you. Traveling Tusk. I love that name too. The Traveling Tusk. I just see like this giant tusk just walking down the road. The Traveling Tusk. Oh man. My theory was WrestleMania and the months leading up were to get old names, meaning Vince or people who've overstayed their welcome, out. And it seems to me the recent episodes of Raw and Smackdown have been more stories focused for the new mid-card folk and a lot less on Vince names other than Randy. I enjoy everyone, honestly, and I'm glad everyone is getting whole stories instead of just promos so far. And I think all the new additions are doing great, and all the pushes they've been giving are doing great. I'm excited for the future. You know what, Traveling Tusk? I love your optimism. I'm not going to, I'm just going to let that statement lie as it is, because I think there's a lot of negativity on WWE product right now. Some of it coming my way as well. So it's nice to see a fresh, positive perspective. We got to have hope for the future. A multitasking guy. These names are like awesome today. A lot of new names. I appreciate y'all coming to Hot Takes. Play the show more random superstars so we could plant seeds and do little things here and there with other people. I'm tired of seeing the same people all the time. Why can't we get everybody? We see already, plus everyone they have such a big roster. Okay, so basically saying that we need to see more people, a diversity of people, which I agree with. We got 3 hours. We don't necessarily have to do the same people all the time. Why am I not seeing Apollo Crews? Huh? Where's Apollo? Where's Apollo? Like, there's more people. Oh, nobody cares about Apollo. That's because he's never on TV. Of course we don't care about Apollo. Of course we don't care about Apollo. He's never on TV. But when he had Commander Aziz and he was Prince, he was the Nigerian Prince, well, we cared about him. Guess why? Not just because the character was awesome and amazing, but he was on TV. Booker Man, TTJC, I wish they would treat the women's tag team division with some respect. Seriously, why didn't BFAB and Meacham come to help Zelina to keep Alba and Chelsea out? Then you can set up a tag match between them and they can showcase their talents. Yeah, you know what? I don't understand it. You know, why not have a whole month while Liv Morgan is out? While Liv Morgan is out on, filming a show, they could have had Liv Morgan and Raquel do a video package saying, I'm going to be gone for a month because there's no competition in the women's tag division. So you have 1 month to impress me, to show me that you deserve a shot at this title. And then for 1 month, we could have had all the women just like teaming up, having like maybe not like a tournament, but remember how Smackdown was the tag team division, the male tag team division was last year, and just every tag team was just like feuding with each other? We could have done that with the women. And then when Liv and Raquel get back, we get a payoff of a match at like Money in the Bank or something. Money on repeat. Nobody noticed the main event was all about building Naomi. She will interfere in the number 1 contenders match or take one of the other ladies, Nia or Jade, out and force a triple threat for the title. Nia just coming back, no go. Jade's inexperience, no go, leaving Tiffany versus Caution for the title. Heard it here first. All right, so you heard it here first. Money on repeat. I wouldn't mind that. I love Naomi. Naomi, she may have lost at WrestleMania, but I think she won the war for the audience's heart. Well, with the exception of It's OCW, but other than that, other than him, we all love this new Naomi. Frankie Baklava. I love that name. You guys are having the best names today. Frankie Baklava. I can go for some baklava. I really hope that whatever decision they take with LA Knight, he ends up a world champion. I know the scene is occupied at the moment, but I'd love for him to at least hold the WWE Championship once. It doesn't seem fitting for him to hold the World Championship. I wouldn't mind him holding the world title. I really wouldn't, because maybe he could bring it back to the prominence of what when Seth had it, or maybe even Damian Priest before SummerSlam last year. But, like, I really, really do wish. I don't see it happening because Triple H, he did his GPS, and LA Knight's probably not on it. I would love it, though. I would love it. Triple H, that would be like, just for the sake of shaking things up. Get the hornet's nest that is WWE and shake it up a little. Shake it up a little and put the title on LA Knight just for a wee little bit. Just a wee little bit. That would be, I would love that. I would love that. Oh, but LA Knight, he's just a catchphrase. So, put the title on that catchphrase then. Madden Davis, hoping that Alistair gets the right treatment. Triple A forgets about all the talent he has and will throw his favorite toys at the bottom of the bin. Hopefully, that doesn't happen with Black. Happened with Andrade, so, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Alistair Black was never one of my favorite guys, but I can definitely see the talent. And I wouldn't be opposed. People have won me over in the past. Like I said, Carmelo Hayes, didn't like him at first. He won me over. Now I'm a huge Carmelo Hayes fan. So I'm hoping Aleister Black can win me over as well. But your concerns are valid. If you are a huge Black fan, then I would be a little concerned if I were you too. Rafael Adair, I'm starting to like Santo Escobar's character. He and Rey Fenix put on a good match, but the dead crowd nearly ruined it for me. I think I agree with you. The dead crowd, I would say it's partly because they haven't done much with Santos, but they do love Phoenix. The dead crowd, though, 3 hours SmackDown, just too long when you're going to be putting on just filler episodes. You need, either write better or shorten the length of SmackDown. Or, crazy idea, both. Number 2, I'm loving the chaos of the U.S. title division and Jacob at the center of it. The title might be more prestigious than the Undisputed Championship. Ooh, what do you guys think? What do you girls think? Right now, is the U.S. title more prestigious than the Undisputed title that John Cena holds? Number 3, I would love a best of 7 between Carmelo Hayes and Aleister Black. Melo don't miss when it comes to creating banger matches, and Aleister might be the perfect rival for him. I wouldn't mind, but I don't want Melo to become the guy that has 7 matches with everybody who's a fresh face in WWE. I've said this in the past. I'm very much afraid that Carmelo Hayes will become Dolph Ziggler, and and Dolph Ziggler was always the first opponent that an NXT call-up got. I don't want him to be Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is awesome and amazing, but I don't want Carmelo Hayes to just have to be the first wrestler to win a 10,000 matches and also lose 10,000 matches on SmackDown. But I do get what you're saying. They would have an amazing match together, but I'm just cautious. I always have in the back of my head, are we going to just 50-50 book Melo until he's Dolph Ziggler and we just can't take him serious? That's my fear. Donatello Leonardo, Chelsea Green is doing nothing short of world-class character work every single week, and she is honestly miles better than every other wrestler in the company in terms of creativity and dedication to her character, the funeral attire, and the Supreme Court talk she threw at Aldis. In addition to her and Alba standing in salute at ringside is a level of effort we aren't seeing from anyone else on the roster. On point right here. There was a moment where Chelsea and Alba were saluting, right? They were saluting, but the camera barely even caught them. So they just took it upon themselves to do this for the crowd, and I love that. That shows the dedication to her trying to entertain the fans and her own character, because you can't just be oh well, I'm not in the ring, so I'm gonna phone it in. No, that is so disrespectful to everybody who would kill to be in her spot, and she just takes every single moment and owns it. Let me tell you something. Let me bring this back around to what we started in the beginning of this video. Chelsea Green was released 2 times by WWE, and both times, go watch the Chris Van Vliet episode where Chelsea Green is interviewed. The moment she got fired, she got out a pen and paper and was like, what do I need to do before I'm rehired? Something like that. And Chelsea Green just always knew that she had to come back. And it's these little things of her just saluting, her coming in just black garb, mourning garb of losing her title. Those are the things that got her looked at 3 separate times, hired 3 separate times, and being the first ever U.S. Women's Championship. I salute you, Chelsea Green, and I pledge allegiance to you, Chelsea Green. You are doing amazing character work, and honestly, I hope that when it's all said and done, that they take Chelsea Green and make her a coach or a trainer or something in WWE. I hope she always has a job in WWE because she is so amazing. If she could take half of that dedication to her craft and give it to other people, then we would be in for a stellar future. Chelsea Green, so good, so amazing. Donatello Leonardo, you are on point for this comment. And you know what? I'm just going to end it with that. Let's all pledge allegiance to Chelsea Green. And you boys, you girls, have yourselves a great day.